What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Anthony with the Wrenched Out Experiment. Back in Chicago. Stay tuned. Let's dive into it. Alright guys, so I am here back in Chicago. I actually wasn't going to do another video simply because I didn't get outside like I had before. It's actually starting to clear up now, but it's been rainy, it's been windy, I've been super busy with work, and I just wasn't going to do it. I'm here back at the Warwick Allerton, which is a crazy hotel. It's been super crazy since I've been here. Caught Uber, came to the hotel, took over an hour to go from the airport to the hotel. Every day I've spent hours at the, actually at the NRA event, not Rifle Association, but Restaurant Association for my full-time job. It's been really good, a lot of freaking walking, which kind of drains you. That's the reason I wasn't going to do this. Between that and it was like, well, what do I want to do? I haven't been able to get outside. As much as I'd like to. I was walking around, but it was cloudy and rainy and so much more. But now, at this moment, this very moment, in fact, if you take a look, let it adjust. It's kind of hard to see because I've got the everything kind of turned up, and watch, it'll adjust again. Let me get away from the window. It's the wonders of a DSLR. Anyways, let me show you the room real quick. So this is a different room. It's kind of different because I'm actually right in front of the elevator. Kind of sucks because you're constantly hearing the door, it ring when someone comes in, and then there's people coming out, in and out all the time. Anyways, there's a bathroom, real simple setup. Kind of opens up into the room. You have your closet. I have my luggage and stuff pulled out on the bed, but you have this area. It's really essentially a pretty small room. Bed, again, it's kind of messed up. Got some stuff here. Got the little chair, my little workstation going on over here, which you have a chair, which I was sitting in. My workstation's pretty limited, which is okay. Anyways, a couple of cool, interesting things I wanted to talk about real quick. The whole reason I'm doing this video is obviously with time and with doing different things. Let me make sure, there we go, let me pull it back a little bit more. With time and with doing different things, so obviously I'm here in Chicago. In a couple of days I'm going to fly over to Seattle. I've got work to do there, and then I'll finally end up back in Alaska at home. But the cool part about at least being in Chicago and going to this event and working with people is interacting. Obviously I've got a lot of work stuff, got a pile of stuff piled here, another pile there. Shortly after I do this video, I'm gonna start plowing away on the keyboard, building up some sheets and all of that. That's the boring stuff. But you know, coming here again, so it's only been a couple of months, it's really an eye-opener to see a city just as magnificent as Chicago truly is. Now obviously at some point I'd love to come here on a vacation of sort. I'm hoping that I'll have enough time to go over to Wrigley Field and watch the Cubs play. Sorry. But it's more than that. You know, there's a lot of placards on the sides of these buildings that tell the history, this building included. And it's just super amazing to see a city that's been here for as long as it is, for as big as it is, for it to support this community. And what's even cooler is when you're walking around, generally speaking, the people are very nice here. The community feel, and you know, I've walked out of the parks. If you watch the last Chicago video, I went down to the Millennium Parks, and it's just an incredible thing. Now obviously I'm not speaking for the whole city, of course, because there's crime here just like every other city. There's a lot of that kind of stuff, but between the incredible food here, the nice people, the cityscape, the downtown vibe, I mean, it's a pretty incredible place to be. Now, before I shot this video, I was thinking, hey, I can start doing this and this and this, but to be honest, and one of the main reasons why I wasn't going to do a video is it's tiring walking around talking to people for 5, 6 hours, 7 hours at a time. And in fact, that's what I've done over the last couple of days. And it's part of my job, of course, which is cool. I love that part of my job, but it is a lot to be able to do that, and then obviously get outside and do it. And then of course I talked about the weather already. But overall, I just wanted to share kind of my experience with you guys about coming to Chicago and, get the food, get the deep dish pizzas, get the Italian beef, you have to do those things. I got to go to Wahlburgers. If you follow me on Instagram, Wahlburgers is a couple of blocks from where I'm at here. Obviously, well, not obviously, but, I watch the show, big Mark Wahlberg fan. That's a whole thing in itself, but food there was good. Service was even better, which to me made that experience what it should have been and what it was. So enjoyed myself there. I'm gonna eat dinner at a place up the street from here, go get the deep dish Chicago pizza, just because I feel like I have to indulge in that, even though I shouldn't, because every time I come here, or at least the last 2 times I've came here, I feel like I've gained 30 pounds. I probably have. But I am gonna indulge, go grab some of that, get some work and stuff caught up, and then tomorrow I'll do the same thing. But if you're here off the Magnificent Mile, that's the other thing. It's Michigan Street, which is really cool. So if you look down there, let me move the camera over, see if it's kind of hard to see. Anyways, if you look down there, let me see. Down over there, that's Michigan Avenue. So that's what's called the Magnificent Mile, simply because of all the shopping and all that crazy stuff that's located in this vicinity. It's also got a lot of really high-end hotels, a lot of good places to eat and just dive in there. It's also close to a lot of things. Like I said, I walked, you can't see it from here, but if you walk about 15 minutes that direction, you can go down to those Millennium Parks, the museums there, and a lot of other things. In fact, I'm hoping that I can try to make it to the museum for a little while as well. Now, I'm saying I've got and want to do a lot of things. The reality is how much time do I actually have? I got to get a bunch of work stuff done, and then of course, we'll see if I can make that happen. It's Sunday today, so obviously a lot of that stuff shut down as far as the museum goes. Cubs aren't playing. But there's so much to do in the city, and I'm not even coming close to touching the surface of it. But I did make some plans on trying to go do that stuff. The big holdup this time around, as opposed to last, is pretty much the weather, because right now is about as nice as I've had since I've been here. It was pouring yesterday, it was pouring and windy. Even this morning, it was pouring and windy. In fact, I jumped on the bus, went to the NRA event, went outside to do a Instagram post, and was like, holy cow, look at all this wind. But you can't do anything about that. What you can do is still try to make plans, still try to go do stuff. That's what I did. Just getting out there and enjoying, I'm loving being able to be here. Obviously, it's a big trip. It took me, it's close to 8 hours of flying. And then you've got time in both, the airport that I showed up in Anchorage. I was in Seattle for an hour during the layover, which is pretty quick. And then obviously from this airport to here. So I started this journey. I left my house in the Matsu Valley, Alaska at roughly about 1:15 a.m. I got to the hotel at, I think it was around 6:30 p.m. this time. But remember, 3-hour time change. Still really long ass day, but worth the travels. And then of course, launching right into the NRA, running around, talking to vendors and a bunch of other things. That's beside the point. The point is that I'm trying to make is you know, doing this stuff and just being open to it, looking around, talking to the locals, talking to the people here, getting outside and seeing this, walking around and being a part of it, even though it's a small part, it's an incredible part that's going to help me continue to build and grow. And that's where the content and motivation, that's why this stuff is so important to me. And I don't know if it's more important now than I feel like it is, and it might be because I'm getting a little older, getting a little wiser. I appreciate things more, I think. That's why this is so incredible, because, you know, 10 years ago in my early to mid 20s, I probably would have just went to a bunch of shops, bought a bunch of crap, came right back, and that would have been it. To where now it's like I haven't bought anything, and I'm sure my wife and kids hate me for it, but I haven't bought anything as far as like trinkets or any of that stuff. Just kind of walk around. I've eaten in a couple places, taken some photos, and just enjoy being here. It also doesn't help, again, because of the weather and whatever. That pretty much wraps this up, guys. I know it's not an exciting video, just something I wanted to share, because again, I wasn't even going to shoot a video. I was going to say screw it. Maybe if I get some time in Seattle, I don't know, or maybe tomorrow. Maybe I will shoot another one tomorrow. In fact, I just got to get more proactive about sharing this kind of stuff, because it makes me feel good. It also allows me to continue making more content. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Anthony. This is the Wrenched Out Experiment. Make sure hit subscribe down below. This is kind of the one-offs when I'm traveling. I'm trying to produce more, and trying to get more comfortable and confident with the camera stuff in lieu of just the old instructional videos. That's stuff that I feel like I need to work on with these videos, and that's what I'm doing. So thank you again for tuning in. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere else. Till next time, guys, take care. We'll see you around.